I'm Jess Davis with the Ulster County Regional Chamber of Commerce, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Jess Delicious. Today we're at New Beginnings Farmstead on 209, and it's Maple Weekend. So your first stop when you get here at New Beginnings Farmstead for Maple Weekend is right here, this barn. It's on the left-hand side. You're gonna see parking as you arrive, parking behind me, but you just come up and all the good stuff happens in all of the blue barns here on the left. That's right.
Well, actually, we really plan all year because it's quite a process. So we're always thinking about the maple trees. We really start gearing up right after Christmas. We are so incredibly blessed with an amazing, amazing family, and everybody comes out and we all spend an entire day going through the woods and tapping the trees and fixing any lines that have fallen down. I grew up in Kingston and my husband grew up in the town of Olive, and his mother used to make maple syrup. And I had no idea. And one day we were at his house and he mentioned something about the big maple trees and how his mother used to make maple syrup. And I said, teach me how to do it. And the rest is history. Myself, my husband, all of our children, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, Margaret and Jeff, and their children and their spouses and significant others. And so it is all family, and Julie Noble is here all the time, Ryan Kuhn, who is a close friend. We call that our farm family. So we have, of course, regular maple syrup, and we have light and dark, and we have our twisted trees. So what that is they're infused syrup. This is our whiskey barrel aged maple syrup.
This is like your finest in the line,
yes,
right?
Yeah, this is a year-long process. We have some jams and sauces that I make. This is known as natural, so these are no sugar added, these three products right here. And then you know this one.
I know, this is like a staple here in the farm.
Yeah, whiskey barrel aged maple peach jam. And my husband eats it with a spoon. It's so good. This year I have some different cookies. I've always made cookies, and this one is maple flavor. It's a maple leaf. Whiskey barrel aged maple fudge. And this I sell in a half pound.
And people love the
Yes. So we like to have some activities for kids to do, and we want to do something different and something that's fun and free. And so this year, because I started to make sugar cookies, I made containers of naked maple leaf cookies, and kids can come.
I know these are delicious.
Absolutely. And they can put icing on it and sprinkles, and they can make their own maple leaf cookie to have while they're walking around.
So there's not just maple syrup on this farm.
No, we have some sheep, and they're really like giant dogs. They're our pets. So this year I have a big container full of cut up apples and carrots so that kids can go on over and feed the sheep. So we do weddings here in our barn, and we have completely renovated it when we purchased it in 2015, and we've had some absolutely amazing weddings and parties that go on here.
So Elisa, we are gonna head up to the sugar shack and check on the boil, and then I'm gonna meet you back down at the barn, and I cannot wait to sample all of the syrup. We are up in the sugar shack, and the sap is boiling. It's sap, right?
Yes.
See, I'm learning today too. We're here with Julie.
So what we want to really show people today is how this magical syrup is made. And this has been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years, and we did not certainly start this process. It was started, Native Americans discovered so many years ago that sweet sugar water, that sweet water coming from the trees is something that was able to be made into something beautiful like maple syrup. And originally the legends suggest that a tomahawk was thrown into a sugar maple tree, and that sweet water dripped out of it, and that water was collected, and maybe some hot stones were used and boiled down into a sweet stew, and that's how syrup was discovered. So in sugar maple trees, the sap is 98% water and 2% sugar. And so what we do is during the times of year when the temperature during the day goes higher than 32 degrees and the temperature at night goes below 32 degrees, the sap starts to flow. So the minerals and the water from the earth are being sucked up through the xylem and phloem of the tree, and the tree is using it as their energy to produce sugar through photosynthesis. Now when we gather the sap, if you come on over here, we'll put it into a tank, and we'll keep it in a holding tank just like this until we're ready to boil. When we're ready to boil, which means when we have probably about more than 500 gallons or 1,000 gallons of sap, we go through a reverse osmosis system, which starts to take out some of the water. It concentrates the sugar into a more concentrated sap. And then we go to the final stage, which is boiling in our evaporator. Here at New Beginnings Farm, we harvest our own wood from our property. We are boiling today. So this is the process, the literal process to turn sap into syrup is not to add anything. Nothing is added. The only thing that is taken away is water. To get from that 98% water, sap of water down to 2% sugar. And you're seeing right now what is happening throughout the day as we boil. Our sugar maker is adding our wood, which is the fuel that we use here, to continue to fuel our evaporator. So we just gathered this sap. It looks like water, but as I mentioned, 98% water, 2% sugar. All day long, we are taking that water out and concentrating the sugars and the minerals. We're looking for a temperature of around 219 to 220 degrees, and we hit it. So right now, we are doing what's called drawing off. We are literally drawing off syrup that is done. And what you see right now is that today, we are bottling directly into our whiskey barrel.
Now, I just want to note that this is warm.
This is warm. We bottled this 2 hours ago. This is still warm. This is pure maple syrup that we bottled from the sap. This is the product we get out of the tree. This is the product that we sell. This is pure maple sap and pure maple syrup. Nothing is added. Only water is taken out.
Need to eat breakfast before you come to Maple Weekend, or pretty much anytime you come out to New Beginnings Farmstead, because they're always whipping up fresh waffles and you get to sample all of the delicious syrups. I've got the 6 most popular flavors and I am going to sample them right now. Elisa is here with me for moral support. So you'll tell us which one and I will dip and bite.
Okay, so we're gonna start with my favorite, which is vanilla bean. So good. It's my favorite, Jess, isn't it? Yeah, it's my favorite. My second favorite is what you're gonna try next, which will be the whiskey barrel.
Whiskey barrel.
Yeah, and I really like it drizzled over vanilla ice cream. Heated just a little bit, drizzled over ice cream. Isn't that good? That one's really good.
I saved this one for special occasions.
Yeah, yep, me too. Me too, and I make it, so. Here's cinnamon stick.
This is another one of my favorites.
Yeah, this is blueberry, and we use organic dried blueberries in there.
The kids love
They
the
do.
blueberry.
They do. Regular maple syrup.
Just the classic. You get a little extra on there. You don't even need butter.
Yeah.
I just want to finish by reminding everyone that these products make the most incredible gifts. What I want to tell you all most importantly is that you have got to get out here to New Beginnings Farmstead for Maple Weekend, for Christmas shopping. Order online because everything here is just delicious.